to go. So today you guys are in for a treat. We have the amazing Alex Morris here. We work very, very closely together. Alex is an ad specialist, so he's going to really be helping you guys dial into your target audience. Now, I know every single one of you is like, can we just hit go on this damn software? Like, I want to see it work. And look, we want to show you how to use this, but we got to make sure that you're firing it to the right people. So Alex is going to help you find your ideal client, your target audience today. Then now you've optimized your bios, hopefully. You've had a look at your Facebooks, hopefully. The trainings are in day one. Online Business 101 group. You'll be able to see it in the guides section. Day one is in there, so you can go back and have a look. But once you've got these two components, so yesterday's training and now day two's training, you're going to be able to hit go. So Alex, take it away and blow these people's minds on where all of their ideal clients are sitting.
Oh, that's a big question. Hello, Mel. I don't know who everyone's ideal clients are, so I don't know where they are sitting, but the fact is they're out there somewhere. And that is definitely true. They're out there because how do we know that? Every business who's doing well has customers in some part of the world. We've all got them, no matter how niche we are. We've all got people who can buy from us, but we need to learn a little bit more about them first. So thank you for having me, by the way. What we're going to go into, right, is only going to take a few minutes, but it might seem that it's a little too in-depth for just firing off a software that talks to people in Facebook groups. But this is laying foundational stuff, for business in general. What you're doing with this AI system, this chat bot is just one small cog in what can be a big business machine. And so laying down these foundations right now, going forwards, is going to be hugely important for everything you do. So what better week to start it? So what we're going to go through is a target market questionnaire that I give to all of my clients who come in, who pay us between $2,000 and $5,000 a month to do their ads for them. So we got to know quite a lot about, where to find these people, how to write ad copy that's going to resonate with them, and how to talk to them once they come in. So this is straight out of my playbook, and we're going to take you through it. But firstly, I wanted to do a little hot seat with someone. Does anyone in here, you can pop your hands up if or not, who is struggling a little bit with their sort of target market, who your niche or your demographic is going to be, who might like a little bit of a one-to-one chatting on that front? Everyone's super confident. No one needs any help, so that's great. All right, we'll end it there. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
No. Come on,
Kate.
That's
Kate,
me.
G'day,
Yes.
Kate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Sensational. Well done. Well done. Nothing scary. I just want to go. I want to instead of me just throwing out a lesson that might not be relevant to anyone, I'm going to throw it out to you, and then we'll make it relevant to everyone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Kate. Who do you help, and how do you help them?
I'm helping. Actually, I'm in the process of actually developing what I'm really doing while I'm doing a Mel course, and I'm finding more about myself.
You just went on mute there, Kate. You're back.
Sorry. And I'm helping people to start the basic, to open their own potential through a certain structure of thinking, and through finding out how they can really tap through the words, through the feelings, to tap to their own truth, finding their own truth, that they can find the truth outside in reality. A little bit of the law of attraction, a little bit of spirituality, a little bit of neuroscience, but mainly finding your own power. But I don't want to sound too spiritual. It's more about really mindset and helping people to really, like, everyday people finding their own power, because people, lots of when I speak to people, they feel powerless. They don't know how to do simple things.
Beautiful. Okay. Let's leave it there, Kate. Amazing. Guys, we're all friends here, right? We all want each other to do well, don't we? We all want each other to win. Who would buy whatever Kate just said just then? I don't have a clue what you just said.
Yeah.
To be honest, it took about 90 seconds to explain who you're helping and what you help them with. I don't really know what it was. I know in there's good intentions and you're going to help people. But if you try and say that in a chat bot or an ad or a video,
Yeah.
people are out of here because it wasn't concise. It was overwhelming. You know, I got the gist of it, which is good. You know, you're helping people create, you know, personal power, a little bit of law of attraction, a little bit of, you know, neuro-linguistic programming. Love it. It's life coaching. It's going to be great stuff. We need to condense that. So let's start off with the first thing that Kate said. Who noticed when I said, who do you help? What was the word Kate used? It was just the word people. People is everyone here. People is everyone from truckers to female yoga instructors to you know, dog trainers. People, any particular kind of people we'd like to be working with, Kate, in as few words as possible. If you don't have that, that's all good. It's all good. So what we're looking at, guys, is can anyone think of the problem that we might get when we have too broad of a potential niche or demographic? Can anyone think of what problems we might come across? It's going to be really, really hard to actually speak to their problems, speak to, you know, their pains and their desires, right? And so this is something that happens an awful lot inside the, you know, sort of we're all in the solopreneurial space in some way, which means most of us, I'd imagine, here have some sort of service rather than like a hard product. But even if we do have a product, we still need to know what people want and be able to talk to them, right? So I'm going to take you through, you know, here we go. Yeah, we won't, Sonia nailed it. If we don't know who they are, we won't be able to use the language that resonates with them. You know, we're not selling Coca-Cola here, which is, you know, broad market. We're probably selling something more specific. Julia, I know you're helping sales, you know, sales for small businesses and a further niche down into that one that I can't completely remember right now. But in terms of learning who these people are, there's two things we can do, right? One is going to be this perfect target market questionnaire. I'll take you through in about 3 or 4 minutes. The first one is actually figuring out ballpark who that niche is going to be. And let me pre-frame this by saying that you have a niche or a, you know, people specific kind of person you want to work with. It doesn't mean you can't work with anyone else ever. It doesn't mean that they're completely off the playing, you know, off the playing field and you have to say no to people. What it means though is in your marketing, in your offers, whether it's your organic Facebook and social media posts, videos you make, you know, networking events you go to, you're going to target it towards one sort of person that's going to make your life so much easier. Mel talks about automation and growing businesses. Mel's a rock star mum, and she attracts a lot of rock star mums, you know, who want to be more of a rock star like Mel. You know, I work with coaches and consultants in digital marketing because there's heaps of digital marketers out there. But if I was trying to sell to e-commerce store owners, you know, mechanics and coaches, lots of different people to try and talk to. Okay, so let's just refine that a little bit. Who wants to see a little diagram? Yes, let's do a freaking diagram. This is actually one I've pulled straight out of one of me and Mel's paid courses without her permission. So, but I think it's going to be fine. No one worry. We're going to get there. Cool. Red ocean, blue ocean. Has anyone heard of this concept before? Okay, sweet. So what we're looking at here is refining down that niche just a little bit to get up, you know, turn ourselves into someone forced to be reckoned with, to become an authority in the space. Kate, can you just refine when you said people? Just give me one further step. Do you want to work with? Is it mothers? Is it women? Is it people of a certain age? Give me one more detail about these people.
I think that's the whole problem. I think all age people, all different, some people like-minded people, some not, but they just want to change, which is very hard for me to be very specific.
Yeah, it is. It is very hard. It is very hard indeed. So let's look at it this way, okay? Let's look at, let's just, let's take people in general. We want to help people, right? In the field of sort of life coaching and just generally helping people, there's like a few people out there who can help everyone. Tony Robbins, right? let's say Tony Robbins is the big dog. Are we ever going to be able to compete with Tony Robbins' reach and budget? Probably not, right? Probably not. So we got to just, take it down just a little bit, and we'll go through this exercise. And I'm going to use an example, which is one most people always understand, which is the fitness example. Okay. So fitness, we're going to use the metaphor here that potential customers are fish, which is a horrible analogy, but we all get the fishing thing. And we, as people feeding off of the audience, are sharks. Okay, so this is where the ocean terminology comes from. Let's look at this. Oh no, I'm using the business niche for this one. We help business owners, okay, because that's what so many people say. I help business owners. Okay, sweet. What's cool about the business owners niche is that there's heaps of fish in there, right? There's heaps and heaps of different fish. It's a huge market from which to take our pick. And that's a good thing. It can sound like a very good thing. There's always going to be someone to help. However, inside that, huge pool of people wanting to help business owners, a lot of sharks in there, a lot of sharks feeding off them. And most of them, or a lot of them, are going to have much bigger budgets, much bigger audiences than we do. We're solopreneurs. We're sitting here in Australia. Doesn't mean we can't get massive, but right now we can't go out and help business owners in general because there's Gary Vaynerchuk doing that. There's Tony Robbins doing that. There's Rich Dad, Poor Dad doing that. There's Marie Forleo. There's a billion, these big influencers who help business owners in general. We can't compete with them. Lots of sharks feeding off lots of little fish. Red ocean. Everyone's getting the analogy, getting the visuals on that one. Little fish blood. We don't want much fish blood in our ocean. We want to clear it up a bit. So how do we get ourselves into a blue ocean where there's less sharks, there's less competition? We should have niched down one step, okay? And that's a good thing. So niching down just means adding one extra detail into the kind of people you're looking for. So, business owners, this was me as a digital marketer. There's people with way better businesses than me, or bigger at least. I niche down into coaches and consultants. So I'm a digital marketing company for coaches and consultants. There's not as many of us out there. I don't actually know any others doing the exact same thing as me in Australia. Instantly, I'm in a pretty blue ocean, okay, where there's a lot less people to pick from, but there's only one of me, right? Or only a few of us. So what I put here by saying niche down, florists, CrossFit gyms, that sort of thing, means that if you're trying to help business owners in general, but you want to be more specific and you got to get yourself into a niche where there's less competition, just add in one extra step of refinement. Maybe you help florists, maybe you help CrossFit gyms, maybe you do something location-based and you help small businesses in Adelaide, or if you're in a smaller area like Tasmania, southern Tasmanian small businesses. That's a pretty decent little niche there. Or in the fitness space, heaps of people work with mums. What if you worked with mums of multiples? My wife, we've got twins. My wife is a mum of multiples. She loves that stuff that's directed towards her. What if you were, Julia, let's talk. You're on my screen right now. You're working with, generally solopreneur business owners and stuff. What did you do to open up your blue ocean?
Figure out how to unmute myself. Sorry. Yeah, really good question, because I actually had written down there, I work with driven entrepreneurs, but that's not enough. So I love that idea of kind of bringing it back down again, even smaller, to the coaches and consultants. Because when I think about my client base, they're mostly coaches and consultants. They're not all. I have some who are e-commerce and some who are automotive and some who are pharmacy and blah, blah, blah. But most of them are coaches or consultants.
Yeah, cool. So by doing that, let's look at that example. And Kate, I want you to just, take note of what we're talking about here. You don't have to figure this shit out today, by the way, but it's just helpful. Julia, let's take someone who sells solar panels. They could be a driven entrepreneur, or someone who has a non-for-profit planting trees could be a driven entrepreneur. Do they have the same sales problems as a coach or consultant who's doing their, big emotional sales via a 45-minute Zoom call?
Definitely.
No.
Definitely not. No.
So it could be difficult for you to sell your sales advice by solving the problems of all these different people at once.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So when you know that you're working with coaches, for example, because there's a lot of them out there and most of them are pretty shitty at sales, because most of them are just good people who have a passion.
For what they do. Yeah.
100%, but they've got not a lot.
Don't want to sell. Yeah.
Exactly. Not a lot of business acumen, you know. They've just, it's like when people say, oh, you're funny, you should be a stand-up comedian. You're good at cooking, you should open a restaurant. So much other shit goes into it. Coaching is no different, right? So by doing that, you instantly, Julia's putting herself out, instead of being sales coach, Grant Cardone, you know, big sales coach filling out stadiums, you're now, you know, in a smaller, bluer ocean. And then you got all this lovely cash dollars because people are coming to you. You're the authority in the space.
Yeah.
Everyone on the call I'm not just following Kate, I just happen to have Kate and Julia on my screen right now. Is this touching base? Anyone just give me a little yes in the chat box or a no if you're understanding where I'm going and if it's making some, you know, clocks tick inside your head, because that's what we're here for. This is, you know, we're going to be finding people. Yep. Yes, as Kate. Fantastic. This is going to be hugely relevant for firing off your AI chatbot, right? We need to find Facebook groups. If we go into Facebook groups of people, then that's too many people, you know, might as well just go to Facebook and just post it everywhere. Or, you know, you can do it literally anywhere. If you want to go for, you know, Mel found a lot of clients in that group, like-minded bitches drinking wine. You know, because we've all, you know, they won't let me in there, but everyone's nodding, everyone's seeing that group. But then also, you know, local business groups, mums in business, mums of multiples, you know, I'm in a parents of multiples, heaps of those groups on Facebook. I'm a specific target market. So just by knowing what your blue ocean is going to be, really, really important for, you know, knowing what kind of groups to look for. And so that's going to be a huge first step. Does anyone fancy sharing their own little blue ocean market that they've come up with before or during this call?
I'll share mine.
Who's that?
I help busy people find their soulmates.
Is this Dr. Joan?
Yes.
Awesome. Busy people. Okay, what's making them busy?
They're successful. Maybe they're self-employed.
Okay.
And they're working all the time. And so things like spending a lot of time dating or being on the apps is not their thing.
So they're professionally busy, yeah? They're not just busy because they got, like, you know, a big garden full of weeds and a couple of dogs. Yeah.
Correct.
Awesome. Professionally busy. So, you know, busy professionals, I think it's great because once again, entrepreneur, like business owners, self-employed or professionals, very different market. You know, my mates are all you know, busy professionals. They're all like 32 years old in some sort of middle management position, going for dinner in the city, that sort of thing. Their problems and their schedule is very different to my schedule. Mine's much more erratic because I'm a small business owner. However, I'm much more in control of it. Theirs, they got to apply for time off, you know. They can leave work early on a Friday, but they got to ask if they can have they can go to a date on a Friday, that sort of thing. So it's very different. So I would just challenge you to go a little bit further down one of those, just for marketing purposes, not for
maybe
everything.
Self-employed.
Perfect. You know what kind of problems they've got, right? You can talk because you're self-employed. 100%. So you know what? This is what happens. Often, so many of us end up talking to ourselves, right? Anyway, an earlier version of ourselves, or a version of ourselves who may have needed our help. So when you say you want to help busy self-employed people find their soulmate, does that help you to figure out maybe what sort of groups you could go into and maybe what sort of problems you could solve for people?
Yes.
Amazing. Love that. Congrats, Dr. Joan. You legend. Anybody else got a little, you know, blue ocean they want to share with us?
Yeah, so it's Sonia here, zooming in from Qatar. So I'm not actually in Australia. I'm in World Cup territory.
Well done.
So
good win for England.
Yes.
Well, not
Sorry?
a win. Good win for England the other day.
It was, and I'm going to watch them tonight. Well, my tonight. And I won't get back till 2 in the morning, so I may not be here tomorrow, just to let Julia and Mel know. But anyway, because my England comes first, my football comes first. But there's two categories of people, so I guess I could go into two groups. One is that I work with consultants and coaches with less than 2 years in their business experience. So they're hitting that, I don't know which way to turn, I don't know which way to go. And the other one is senior professional women who are burnt out, hitting that daily repeat button, get up, go to work, come home, do the kids' tea, and go to the gym and perhaps watch Netflix and get up and go to work and do exactly the same again. So there's two very distinct types, but I know that means I can potentially go fishing into two different kinds of groups, but those are my two niches.
100%. Just pick one and go with it first, though. Yeah. So that it's, there's definitely, because I'm sure you've got those two niches because you've worked with people in both those areas before. You've had success in both areas, right? So yeah, I have a few clients that are like gyms and restaurants, that sort of thing, other styles of businesses, but you just go down the one path and prove it works before you go down the other one, right? So pick one and run with it and answer every question on the questionnaire to do with one of those demographics, because you seem to know a fair bit about either of them. Don't try and mix them. Like I just said to Joan, don't try and answer both in the same place, because they're so different. Amazing. Awesome, guys. Okay, so we've all got that. That's really, really big. Okay, I'd recommend everyone just gets a piece of paper and circles on the piece of paper. I help this kind of person to achieve this. Kate, what you said, just it all makes sense. Just condense it into a sentence. That'd be sensational. Love that. Thank you
so much.
No, thank you for being here. Okay, sweet. What I'm going to give you guys is a little template that this is the one that I give out to all my clients. And some of them get challenged by it as well. So no harm in if not all of this makes heaps of sense to you, but we're going to get through it. I'm going to take you through it quickly. And then I'm going to give you an opportunity to copy the link and just do your own one, okay? This is a 7-question questionnaire about your perfect target market. If you hire a marketer in the future or some sort of branding company or anything, this is going to be really, really good for you to know. And also just, for terms of your own, chatbots, social content, everything. First question. So what I've done, by the way, is I've answered these questions with my, who I would, my target market. So all the EGs, that's what I would say. So who's your target market? And this is where you're going to put in name, or not name, but age, location, if it's relevant, gender, if it's relevant, interests, career, kids, whatever it is, relevant stuff. Who are they? And you don't have to write it, in a sentence, just write it in bullet points. That's fine as well. Whatever works for you. What do they aspire to have, be, or achieve? They want to, coaches and consultants, they want to make $1 million, make $1 million while impacting millions. Easy. And they do that with, a bigger following, more sales, more clients, writing books, whatever it is. Lines of this, bullet points. This is a really good sentence. This one is really, really important. How do they finish the sentence? If only I could just. Jones would be find enough time or make the time to find my soulmate around my busy schedule. Or if only I could just have an endless stream of qualified clients walking through my door. If only I could just, have more people buy my t-shirts online, just sell an extra 1,000 t-shirts a month, that sort of thing. So what's the vehicle? What's the opportunity? This is your solution. Okay. So your solution is basically whatever that is. Jones would be most of them be programs, services, programs that you're taking people through. Talk about your program, your service. If you're network marketing, talk about the business opportunity and the products. What is the biggest problem that these people have right now? No time to find their perfect soulmate. No one goes out anymore. You know, no one just goes out to bars and stuff like that these days as much as they used to. Everyone stays at home all the time. So they don't want to spend all their time on, you know, freaking dating apps. What that's the biggest problem. They're feeling lonely. They're feeling underappreciated. They're whatever. And what are the mistakes that cause this problem? This is the stuff that people are currently doing that got them in that position in the first place. It's not like things they've done wrong necessarily, but for example, these ones are really good for business owners. They're trying to do everything themselves. They haven't picked a good niche yet. They're thinking they can help everyone, whatever it is. Name the things that they're currently doing that these are the mistakes that they're making. They wouldn't notice, but you would notice from the outside in. Okay. Once again, this would be like, yeah, lovely Kate, beautiful Kate. They'll do it to you again. Okay. You know, a few of us saw as soon as she started talking, the mistakes Kate was making with her niche. You know, there wasn't one and she wasn't concise. Know these things about your ideal client. And then here, what will they object to against their problems and mistakes, that sort of thing. So this is a question that could be quite difficult, but here's what it means, okay? Let's take the fitness analogy again, okay? Yes, I would love to lose weight, but I travel a lot for work and I'm always eating on the road. Yes, I would love to exercise 45 minutes a day, but I've got kids on lots of different schedules. You know, yes, I'd love to lose my beer belly, but after work drinks on a Thursday and Friday night are very important for the development of my career. Does anyone understand what I mean? Yeah. What are the excuses that they're going to give you that they're giving themselves as to why they haven't achieved this yet? Okay. So that's the objections. And then one last one I'm going to put down here, which is important as well. What is the one big belief they need to buy from you? You know, so that would be something like this, e.g., this this style of intermittent fasting and calorie tracking is the fastest and simplest way for me to lose 5 kilos by New Year's Day, even if I keep drinking on Friday arvos, that sort of thing. And if they believe that thing, how can they not buy from you, right? So Mel told me to keep these calls tight, tight 30, which I'm going to do. So here's what we need to do, guys. I'm going to put this link in the chat box. I'm going to get it through to Mel as well for anyone who's not here anymore. And it's going to come up with make a copy of this document, right? So you're going to go and make your own copy of that document, fill it out. If only it's going to seem annoying, it's going to seem like one of those things. There's no accountability to do this, but it'll help you out massively. Okay. If you can spend 10 minutes writing this shit down, answering these questions, then you're going to have a lot more clarity. So when you come across problems in your business, you'll have answers. We're starting to build foundations for every element of our business starting today, ladies and gentlemen, or just ladies here today. I'm the only guy here, lucky me.
Love it. Alex,
thank
you so much. That is amazing. And, you know, it really is. There's so much more to just firing a software. Yeah, like that is not what this is about. The software will only work as good as your process and as good as, you know, the systems that you set up. And if you are a business owner who wants to continue to grow and continue to scale your business, getting really clear on how you're going to do that, like Alex said, this is one portion of how an entire empire will run. But this is such a strong organic piece to the puzzle if you can get it to work for you, meaning you put in the time and you put in the effort to working out the flows of these conversations. I know myself and Julia, we tested and measured this for months and months and months and months and months. Does this message work? No. Oh, how many replies did I get when I sent this? Not many. Okay, cool. Let's tweak it. Let's go. There's so many people, and I can guarantee some of you on this call right now or watching the replay will become statistics where you're like, it's too hard. It's too hard. I'm not going to do it. Right. And how you do everything is how you do anything. Yeah. So it's really making sure that you're like, you know what, this right now, if not this, then what? If not this, then what? What is your other option to be putting people, 20, 30, 40, 50 people a day potentially in front of you so that they can find out more about what it is that you do. So again, day 2, powerful as. We are back tomorrow, same time for day 3. So
And
please
tomorrow?
join us here. Yes, Julia.
I'm going to say tomorrow we are covering a strategy that can help you to close 80% more business.
Oh,
The sales strategy that's going to help you to close 80% more business, and the AI helps to automate this one little hack that I'm going to share with you. So I look forward to
Oh.
seeing everyone tomorrow.
and how funny. I want to share just quickly, Julia and I met from AI. I AI'd her. I AI'd her, right? And we connected instantly, right? The conversation flow. I was looking to connect. We connected and then we were like, oh, hang on a second. What we do is really, really similar. I love your vibe, love your style, right? So never underestimate the power of what is possible. And Julia is just one of the amazing, amazing connections that's been made. Okay. So we want to help you find those powerhouses in your business as well. So see you tomorrow. Make sure you do your homework and we're going to get firing.
You're so
Bye.
loud, Mel. Bye, guys.
Bye.